Last month, Disneyland Paris unveiled new information and concept arts about the world premiere and world premiere Plaza lands that will replace Studio One and Production Courtyard in the Walt Disney Studios Park. These concept arts are full of little details and even small Easter eggs that make them so much more fun to explore. So today, come along with me as I go over the little details you might have missed from the new Disney Adventure World concept arts.
Boy.
Before we begin, if you enjoy my content and this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing as I upload weekly videos on theme parks from the past to the future. If you want to go the extra mile, consider becoming a channel member. You can find me over at Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and in the Discord community where many theme park fans come together. Links are in the description. With that, let's dig in. First of all, I'd like to thank DLP Works for finding many of these and posting them in a thread. As usual, you can find their links in the description down below. Very well then, let's start with this gorgeous concept art from the inside of Studio One to be known as World Premiere. Currently to your left as you wait at the soundstage, or when you could enter since it's now closed, we can find a well-known Hollywood theater, Grauman's Egyptian Theater. The real Grauman's Egyptian has been bought by Disney's competitor Netflix, and World Premiere will no longer have these nods to the historical Hollywood theater. But they won't stop there, as we can see from the concept art. The location will evolve and receive a new plaque with the name Hollywood Pictures Museum. The Hollywood Pictures Corporation was a film production company founded by the then Disney CEO Michael Eisner in 1989 and produced many films with more mature themes, like The Sixth Sense and Arachnophobia, similarly to Disney's Touchstone Pictures. Its logo had a sphinx, being the perfect connection between the style of the facade and the studio. Both labels are now defunct, and this will be an amazing little nod to an important yet many times forgotten part of the history of Walt Disney Studios. The real studios, not the park. Moving on, still in the same concept art, to the right we see the Hollywood Gardens restaurant. This will be taking the place of the current backstage themed one. The new restaurant will be in this garden party theme, with several trees filled with lights, truly feeling like a real Hollywood premiere party. The detail I wanted to share here is the Hollywood sign in the very famous hills of this movie-making town. This could be achieved with a huge themed tarp wrapped around and hopefully over the restaurant, truly immersing guests in this starry Hollywood night. Moving to the center, we see the beautiful Disney Theater, or how Tom Fitzgerald called it, the Grand Disney Movie Palace. For this one, we need to take a step back to the 90s when Disney MGM Studios Europe was being developed. This park would be much bigger and impressive than what opened in 2002. After leaving the Hollywood Boulevard inside a ginormous soundstage, guests would see the icon of the park, a recreation of Grauman's Chinese theater to be called the Grand Movie Palace. Inside, an attraction similar to the Great Movie Ride from Hollywood Studios would be found. In a way, we're going back to those original and long-forgotten plans with the return of this somewhat different icon. What is Hollywood without the very famous Hollywood Walk of Fame? For the first time in a Disney park, guests will be able to walk on and explore a recreation of the Walk of Fame. These will be found on the sidewalks inside Studio One and hopefully feature many names of Disney characters, Disney legends, and maybe some more. It'll definitely be fun to spot every single name in these stars. Just by the stars, a new refreshment and snack location will be available, replacing the Hepcat Corner. This location appears to be themed to an old cinema theater box office where tickets were sold for the movies, and has the name of yet another famous movie studio, this time Searchlight Pictures, known for distributing films such as Birdman, The Shape of Water, Nomadland, and other Academy Award Best Picture winners. Since it was a branch of 20th Century Fox, it is now owned by the Walt Disney Company, making it an important part of Walt Disney Studios. With all that said, the most important part is by far the Mickey pretzel, which I hope makes the cut. The Disney Theater facade will be incredibly big and feature many elements, one of which being a sorcerer's hat from the Disney classic Fantasia. This, alongside the fountain in the front lot and the statue in the World Premiere Plaza, will make a total of 3 references to Fantasia. But I mean, is there really a limit? As we start to exit World Premiere into World Premiere Plaza, there are 2 more little details I want to share. In the left of the exit under the Disney Theater, we see a dedication plaque. Disney has removed the original plaque that was in front of the partner statue featuring Mickey and Walt. And while this one in the concept art looks somewhat different, they could just be installing it here. Although some modifications would be needed as the park is no longer called Walt Disney Studios, and parts of the message might no longer really apply to this new park. Well, as we leave the soundstage, many attraction posters, reminiscent of movie posters, will serve as backdrop as you choose to go either right or left. In the concept art, we can see posters such as Toy Story Playland and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, but many others will be present here. Before moving to World Premiere Plaza, let me just add that this entrance will look spectacular at night, with all the little popcorn and neon lights in the Disney Theater sign, but also these very big Art Deco ceiling lights. Well then, as you leave the inside of World Premiere, you are greeted by many trees and green areas, something I've been wanting to say for years now. The World Premiere Plaza has many little details, just like the inside of the soundstage. First of all, we see the statue that once marked the entrance to Toon Studios will now be placed in front of Animation Celebration, and several of the small-scale statues that used to be in front of the same building will be present around Sorcerer Mickey. One of my favorite details from this list is by far the miniature-scale Studio One. This will most likely be a snack location and is obviously themed as a mini Studio One, but there's more to it. It appears that above one of the windows, a Mickey clock will be installed. This would be a large-scale version of the first commercially available Mickey Mouse clock, similar to the one on top of the Disneyland Hotel just on the neighboring park. Another similarly themed snack location can be found closer to the entrance and exit of World Premiere, but it's impossible to say if it'll feature the same clock or architecture. This whole World Premiere Plaza will have a huge connection to theater and plays, as many of the live entertainment of the resort will be found here. Mickey and a Magician, Together a Pixar Musical Adventure, Frozen a Musical Adventure, Disney Junior, Dream Factory, and even Stitch Live are all a part of this land. Because of this, we can see very big show posters in the Studio One's facade. The entrance to Dream Factory and Stitch Live will receive new signs paying homage to old Broadway theater signs like the one from Majestic Theater, making the land just slightly more authentic. The 2 bigger Animagique and Cinemagique theaters will get new floorings leading to their entrances, almost feeling like a red carpet of sorts, inviting guests inside. That's basically what I have to share from World Premiere Plaza. There is, however, just one more from the inside of Studio One. As we leave the park and make our way to the front lot, the studio's themed part of the park, a major new facade recreating the Disney Studios in Burbank will be opposite to the Grand Movie Palace, making it seem like we're going into the Disney Studios once again. These images were showcased in videos, but we still haven't gotten a confirmation this will be the case. However, it's safe to assume it will. Well then, with that we come to the end. Which of all these is your favorite? If you want to learn more about the Walt Disney Studios transformation, I recommend you watch this video here or check any of my past videos on it. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.